I know everybody's on the other channel. Sorry, you guys. I know everybody's over there because happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We got to wait on everybody to come over to this live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The other channel that I created didn't work, so I had to reopen one. So I'm trying to go to the other one. Welcome, you guys. I'm trying to type it in the other room. Hi, Sonia from California. I know I was supposed to go live in the other room, but it wouldn't connect. So I came to this one. Okay, everybody's coming on over. Come on over, everybody. Come on over here. Come on over here. Happy Sunday. Happy May 19th. Happy everything. Hello, Yvette. Welcome, you guys. Okay, everybody's coming. Everybody will make their way over to this place, Hello, Tampa. Come on, Tampa. Florida in the house. We can go over some foreclosure numbers. I know I went over them on Wednesday, but I know a lot of people weren't there. So we'll go over those. We'll talk about foreclosures, pre-foreclosures. Hello, Raymond. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Let everybody come over here. The other little channel wasn't working, so I had to open up this one for some reason. My webcam wasn't, YouTube has its moments, right? Welcome, everybody. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, New York City. I'm so funny. Why do I have to have an accent for every city, right? Welcome. Happy Sunday, you guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I look like I just woke up from like 100 years of sleep, right? Welcome. Happy Sunday to everybody. Let me know if you can hear me, see me clearly, loud and clear. Tell me where you're from. Hello, darling. Hello. Tucson, Arizona. Well, come on back. We got the West Coast, the South. We got the Northeast. Everybody is checking in on this Sunday, on this good May 19th Sunday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to jump in, you guys. I just got home a little bit ago, right? And I was pulling in the driveway because I always got a story to tell, right? So I was pulling in the driveway. Upstate New York. There we go. New York is in the house. Let me do an introduction and then I'll tell you what I just got through dealing with. So you guys, let me jump in. It's 8:03. Welcome, everybody. If you are new here, I'm Ashley Pickens. If you have been here before, welcome back. We are family, aren't we? We are family. Okay, I'm Ashley Pickens. I'm here in Memphis, Tennessee. You guys, I've been in real estate since 2006. This is my 18th year in real estate. I've been a real estate agent. I've been a real estate broker. But y'all are here because I deal with foreclosures and I'm your auction mama, right? I'm an auctioneer. I'm the one that says going once, going twice, sold. That is what I do. I am here and I just try to share as much information with you as I possibly can on Sundays, so we can all collect our coins. You know what I mean? Be prosperous and wealthy and, do all the things. Let me know where you're from. Welcome, Jermon. Welcome, everybody. I'm happy to have y'all back on our Sunday night, on our Sunday service today. Y'all, I ain't going to hold you long. But we be on here like 2 hours. But I'm going to try not to hold you long today, but sometimes it just gets good sometimes. You know what I mean? The information just gets good. So, OKC and DFW. I'm glad I used to be a flight attendant, right? I know those I know those abbreviations. Well, we got Oklahoma City and Dallas Fort Worth, right? Did y'all know I was a flight attendant like straight up out of college for a hot second? I used to be a flight attendant. Could y'all imagine me being like, boom, exits, boom? Could y'all see me being a flight attendant? Charlotte, North Carolina, but gonna be in Poland real soon, right? Douglasville, Georgia. Welcome, you guys. So let's jump in. So let me tell you, I pulled in the driveway and I get a phone call from an attorney, from a real estate attorney, right? And she's like, have you heard that? Yes, that explains why I use my hand. Flight attendant Second favorite job, you guys. First is real estate. I love real estate. And then second would be a flight attendant. I loved it. I absolutely did. So a real estate attorney calls me as I'm pulling in the driveway, and she's like, have you heard that they are foreclosing on, y'all know I live in Memphis, right? Y'all know what Memphis is famous for, what rock and roll blues person was from Memphis, and his house is here, and people flock to Memphis to come visit his house, right? I'm going to say that y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. If you know Memphis and what we are known for, who lives here and who is the big tourist attraction here in Memphis, right? She was like, have you heard that they're foreclosing on his house? She was like, the news just called me. Boom. Camilla, y'all see what Camilla put in the chat, right? So she said, have you heard anything about that? And I said, no. She's like, the news just called me and they're about to do a breaking story on his house being in foreclosure. And I was like, she's like, I'm calling you because you know everything. I'm like, I have not heard that. I was like, I'm pulling in the driveway. Let me get on the computer right now. And so I get on the computer. I cannot find any notices, nothing, no foreclosure notices. She's calling me. She's like, I'm supposed to go on the air in like 20 minutes. She's like, do you see anything? I'm like, I don't see anything. I don't see a notice where they filed. I'm on 3-way. We ended up getting like on 4-way calls, with another attorney. We're all like digging in the public records for any kind of foreclosure notice on that property before she goes on the news to talk about it. And we come to the conclusion it had something to do with his daughter, and she took out a loan with the property, and they're trying to come back and recoup some money from the daughter. But she declined the interview with it was like CBS, right? Like CBS had called and was like, we're going to break the story. We want you to interview for it. But she declined it. She was like, I don't think it's legit. I wouldn't air that without being sure. And all that. So that is what I was doing. We were researching, and she declined the story. CBS retracted the story before it hit the airways, because you don't want to broadcast that and it's not true. So anyway, that's what I was doing, but now I'm here. Boom. So it's always good to know when people call you, because you're like the foreclosure expert, right? Even the attorneys. Okay. I saw your question. Do you need a real estate license for auctions? No. Now, Kevin, do you mean to go to an auction? Do you need a real estate license, or to be an auctioneer? Do you need a real estate license? The answer to both of those questions is no. So whichever question you had, Kevin, the answer is no. Now, should I get a real estate license for foreclosure? I think a lot of investors get real estate licenses for access. You know what I mean? To like MLS, it might help you save on commissions. If you get a property, right? So for example, if you did secure a property, let's say it was in foreclosure, right? And you wanted to flip it, you could put it back on the market and you be the agent on it, right? Like you could do that. I use my real estate license, but keep in mind, you don't need a real estate license to sell. Danita, welcome. But keep in mind, you don't need a real estate license to sell your own properties, right? That's what they teach in real estate school. You get a license to sell other people's property, right? If it's your own, you can put a for sale by owner sign in that yard and keep it pushing. You don't need a license to sell your own property. Now, the thing with me, though, is when I reach out to homeowners who are in foreclosure and say it's not a property that I want, say it's not a property that any of my investors want, and say a whole lot. Look, I'm like, and say the numbers don't make sense, right? For an investor, it only makes sense for like a traditional buyer to pick it up. Like it's full price. They owe the whole loan. They just bought it 2 years ago. And then you got to list it and put it on the market. If you got a real estate license, you can do that for yourself, right? You can list their property. I've done that several times. Like if it's a property I don't want, my investors don't want it, and I need to put it on the market, I got my real estate license in my back pocket, right? And I can list it for them. So for that reason, yes, right? But to sell your own properties, you don't really need a license. You know what I mean? Do all foreclosures go to the county courthouse? Like any that had HOA defaults, it's the same for commercial. Not all of them. Not all of them. They don't all go to the county courthouse. And somebody sent me a question. Jackie, she might not be on here yet, but she'll probably get on here, and asked me, like, she was pulling her county notices. Like yesterday, I showed y'all how to pull your county notices. Hi, my dog Rex. Welcome. Florida is in the house today. She was pulling the county notices, right? She was pulling those. And then she went to auction.com and she was finding other properties that were in foreclosure. And she was like, why can't I find the notices of these properties that are on auction.com? Which is true. And the most that I can tell you is they usually file them with the county, right? But for me, and we can go over this, I can show you some ways to find this. I don't pull from just one source, right? I gave y'all Propwire, but I don't just pull from Propwire, right? I bookmark 3 good sources that I pull foreclosures from, because you probably won't be able to find all the foreclosures from one site. I go through my list of like 3 good sites and pull, right? So I don't think any one site is going to give you all the information, honestly. And different attorneys and trustees file at different places. Most of them file, like here in Memphis, they file in the Daily News, right? But some attorneys file in other papers, right? Or they usually file with the county, but some of them like slip through. Like I don't see commercial filings with the county, rarely, right? Gab, AR, like I don't ever see commercial with the county, honestly. When Oak Court Mall went up for foreclosure, I saw that notice in public notices, but I hardly see commercial in filed with the county. I'll be completely honest, like with that. I'll look on LoopNet and 10X, and I'm trying to think of what other sites I pull for commercial. Sometimes they will, but I think they're filing somewhere else. Honestly, I don't ever see commercial filed with our county. And they might just have a different procedure or process that they do. Are all free sites? It just depends. Like I said, in Shelby County, they don't care about our information, right? All my information is open. They file, Daily News is free. I can pull the public notices for free. Propwire is free. You know what I mean? Auction.com is free. You just have to sign up. But I get that everybody's county records and deeds site is not free. I don't think Nashville's is free. Honestly, when I go to look at their county records and deeds, I think they make you pay to pull those records. But Nashville files their notices in a paper, right? So I know what paper they're filing in. That's why I tell y'all, try to find the publications where they do this, because a lot of times these county record and deed sites, they be trying to charge y'all, right? They charge you. Do I do California? I'm going to say no. I'm not. Tell me what your question. Do I auction in California? Do I pull California? Tell me what you want to know, D. The answer to both of those questions would be no, though. I don't auction in California. But we can always help. I try to help wherever y'all are. There's Jackie. I was just talking about you. Wherever you are, I try to show sites that everybody can use. You know what I mean? I try to pull Cal for surplus. So a lot of y'all want to know how to find surplus funds, the excess funds. I know a lot of y'all are looking for that. The only way I have seen, right, and I'm not a pro on that, I'll have to do some research on that, is to go to those trustees, right? Let's do that. Class, shall we? Are we ready to get the class started, you guys? Jackie, what I was telling them real quick, let me tell Jackie, this is what Jackie's on here. I figured you'd be on here. You sent me an email and you were looking on auction.com and you saw different properties that weren't listed on the county site. And I was saying, like, what I've noticed is I can't pull from one site, right? I don't think any one site has all the information, because trustees and attorneys and all that can file the information as long as it's public notice, right? Most attorneys and trustees file in the Memphis Daily News, but there's other papers that they could file in, right? Um, and like somebody asked about commercial. I don't ever see commercial properties. Rarely do I see commercial properties filed with the county. And I don't know if it's just they just have a different procedure or they do something else. So my point is, I don't pull from just one source, right? I don't just pull from Propwire. Propwire is my backup. I'll be completely honest with you. Propwire is, I always like in the mentorship, like Danita, I say Propwire is where I go back and sweep up the crumbs, right? So my first search is going to be public notices like Memphis Daily News. I'm pulling from there first. Then I'm going to, I know who the trustees are here. I know who the foreclosure attorneys are here. I'm going to go to their sites and see what they have, right? And then I will go to Propwire, right? And pull and see what Propwire is pulling up. But there's just not one source that I can get all of my information from, right? So bookmark the primary sources and then go check them is what I would say. So Jackie, does that make sense to everybody? Like you're going to have to pull from, and I'll show you, we'll talk about it. I'll show you some good ways to find, because I know I'm in Memphis, but a lot of y'all are D's in California. We got, Texas and Florida. So I try to help wherever you are, where you can find it, right? So shall we start? Look, shall we start today? So today's live, we got Georgia, right? Georgia, I got you. It's supposed to be about pre-foreclosures and foreclosures tonight, okay? So really quick, if you are new here, pre-foreclosure, that means that homeowner is behind on their mortgage at least 3 months. Most people are behind on their mortgage at least a year, honestly. Honestly, most people are behind at least a year, right? But typically, I got you, Missouri. I see y'all. I'm equal opportunity, you guys. I'm gonna try to make sure everybody, no matter where you are, you can find it. Okay. So pre-foreclosure, that means you're behind on your mortgage. The lender or the bank maybe has not filed that default notice yet, right? But you are definitely behind on your mortgage. So that's pre-foreclosure. We always talk about that. So all my wholesalers, all my investors on here that do not want to deal with the auction, you'd rather talk directly to the homeowner, right? You get them in that pre-foreclosure stage, because before the auction, who do you talk to, you guys? Y'all talk to the homeowner. The homeowner is still that decision maker all the way up until the auction, right? After the auction, you guys, if it reverts back to the bank and becomes an REO, you talk to the bank. Before the auction, you talk to the homeowner. You can talk to that homeowner days before the auction, right? The only thing that'll stop an auction usually, I mean, if it's the day of, they got to file bankruptcy. They got to file bankruptcy that morning of. I have stopped an auction probably 24 hours before an auction. Like I submitted a contract to the lender and literally we were just holding our breath the next day to see if it was going to pop up on auction.com as auction, but it popped up as postponed. And I was like, yes, 24 hours before an auction, right? But that's rare. That's rare. And I will advise everybody, if you deal with people in foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, do not guarantee anything. Do not guarantee them that you can stop their auction. Don't say that, right? I tell Danita, y'all in the mentorship, I always say, you just say, I'm going to say, I'll do the best that I can do to help you. I will do everything that I can do to help you, but I cannot promise you that your house won't go up for auction, right? The best thing you can do when working with people in foreclosure is to be transparent. I will no false promises. No, I can save your house from auction. Be transparent. I will do everything I can to help you, right? I tell people your auction day and your move out day is not the same. If your house goes up for auction and it sells, you do not have to be out that day, right? Just, I always tell people, and be sure you have a plan B. If we cannot stop your house from going up for auction, right? I say this to say because a lot of people are behind on their mortgage, and a lot of these mortgage companies and lenders, Mr. Cooper included, will auction off your house, right? After you get to a certain point, Mr. Cooper told me, no, right? You can't, it's too far along. We're not stopping this auction. So it's a hard conversation to have, right? But we're adults, right? And I would much rather somebody be truthful and upfront with me than sell me a dream that's not going to happen, right? So I tell people, and I advise you all, when you talk to homeowners who are in foreclosure, be transparent, right? You can't say, we can't save everybody, right? I'm going to do everything I can to help you. But if your house goes up for auction, right, you need to have a plan B in place. What are you going to do, right? Like I said, your move out day is not your auction day is not your move out day, but you still need to have a plan B in case I can't save your house. And a lot of people's plan B is they're going to file for bankruptcy, right? That's that last resort. They just going to go file that bankruptcy and be done. So don't make any promises to anybody, right? They keep waiting on the modification letter. I would explain to people, just make sure they're in contact with the bank, right? Make sure they're in I've had people call me. No, I'll tell people, call the bank. They'll talk to one representative. One representative will be like, we can't do anything about it. You got this amount of days, your house is going up for auction. I said, hang up, wait 10 minutes, call them back. She hung up, called 10 minutes, spoke to somebody completely different on the phone. And they were like, oh, we thought the house was vacant. You live in the house? And she was like, I live in the house. They're like, oh, we'll postpone your auction. We thought your house was vacant. And so she called me back like crying. She was like, I'm so glad you told me to call them back. So I tell people a lot of times, if you get somebody who pick up the phone and they don't, and wait a few minutes and call back and see if somebody else will get on the phone. But anyway, I just say that to say, don't make any promises, right? We can't save everybody. You can't. And don't even promise people that you can save them. So pre-foreclosures, these are people, you got to talk to the homeowner if you want their property. So keep in mind, when it comes to pre-foreclosures, I have told them to call the lender in the county to make sure the date. Yeah, you better double check, because those redemption rules here in Tennessee, like I told y'all, in Tennessee, we do not have right of redemption. If they auction off that property, it's a wrap. You ain't getting that house back. So I can say so much about homeowners in foreclosure. Like, a lot of times they're in denial, right? A lot of times they're in complete denial. I can save my house. I'm going to try this. I have time. But be patient. That's all I can say. Be patient. If you are working with people in foreclosure, be patient. It takes a minute for it to register that I might lose my house. So everybody who is wanting to reach out to the homeowners, look, I can talk. Gosh, I can talk. I surprise myself at how much I can talk. I just keep thinking of stuff to remind y'all. When you're dealing pre-foreclosure, keep in mind, I've said this before, after the auction, right? When I say going once, going twice, sold, that clears the title. Okay. Did y'all know I had that kind of power? When I say going once, going twice, sold, it's like, psh, that usually clears their title of liens. Boom. When you buy at the auction, usually that title is clear after the auction. That is the key word. If that property does not go up for auction and you talk to that homeowner, any liens on that property, any liens, judgments, boom, that homeowner is going to be responsible for them. So keep that in mind when you are running numbers on their house. Okay. And a lot of people are like, I didn't know I had that modification second lien on my house. A lot of these people got modifications. They put a second lien. That past due balance that they got modified is a lien on their house. Just know that. So keep in mind, when you offer them a price, if they have liens, judgments, That's coming out of their payoff money. So if they thinking they finna walk away with $100,000 and they got a second lien and some judgments, that's coming out of their payoff. Okay, everybody. Y'all, I can talk. When I start talking, it makes me think of something else to talk about. If they are behind on their mortgage 6 months, a year, the interest is going to eat them up. You guys, they have accrued so much interest. Okay, I have a client right now. He hadn't paid his mortgage in a year, right? And so when he ordered his payoff, I recommend everybody, if you are working with somebody in foreclosure, tell them to order their payoff. Okay, order that. What is on their mortgage statement is not what they owe. Okay, especially if they are behind on their mortgage. The client I have now, he was behind on his mortgage a year. When he ordered his payoff, the interest that he accrued was $30,000. $30,000 have been added to his payoff because he had not paid his payments and that interest built up. Okay. So remind them, order that payoff because your number is going to be wrong when you make an offer to them. Okay. And they thinking their payoff is what they see on their mortgage statement, and it is not. It is not. And y'all have to rerun all them numbers. Okay. Tiffany, it's all right. You ain't missed nothing. You know I can talk. So I hope everybody kind of understood what I was saying. I packed in a lot of that, but we'll be here. So, and you're not late, Tiffany. You ain't never late. You're right on time. So just remember that. Tell them to order their payoff so y'all's numbers can be correct. When y'all are making offers to people, offers to homeowners, trying to buy their property, don't go off that mortgage statement, okay? Because interest is going to be ridiculous, especially if they haven't paid in a year, okay? So let's talk about how do we find pre-foreclosures, foreclosures, boom, no matter where you live. So everybody knows, y'all want to start with Propwire just to get that out the way. Let's just get it out the way. Y'all missed story time when y'all got on here, right? I got a call. I got a call right before I came on here, and it was an attorney, and she called me and she said, the news just called me and they're about to break a story that Camellia will have to say. Y'all know I live in Memphis. Y'all know what Memphis is known for, whose house is here that people come to visit, what blues singer Memphis is known for, and it's a tourist attraction that everybody comes to visit all the time, right? So yeah, so look in the chat. So somehow CBS got word that his house was in foreclosure, right? And they were about to break the story. And she called me and she was like, have you heard that his house is in foreclosure? And I was like, I haven't heard anything like that. And I checked faithfully every day, all day. And she was like, well, I'm about to go live on the news and talk about it. And she's like, I don't know anything about it. So we're researching, trying to find the lien, trying to find who's foreclosing on the property and all of that. And come to find out it wasn't legit, but his daughter, borrowed some money from somebody and they were foreclosing. They were trying to collect the money, right? So boom, big story. She ended up retracting the story, declined to do the interview. CBS retracted the story, and boom, that's what we were dealing with. But how many people do you see average at those auctions? In Memphis, we have like 5 to 7 people. I've been auctioning almost 10 years at this point, and it's the same 5 to 7 guys every single time. And they've been down there for years. But I know it's not like that in Georgia and Texas and Florida. I know y'all can pull a crowd, right? Especially Georgia and Texas, because y'all only auction once a month. So y'all's auctions are ridiculous, right? So, but here in Shelby County, it's like the same 5 to 7 people that have been there for the last 10 years, more than 10 years, honestly. So it just depends. Yeah, the big money people be down there, property management, hedge funds, maybe at the auction. Okay, so you guys, let's go. Where do you find auctions? So everybody knows the first site is Propwire, right? Propwire. No matter where you live, you can put an address, a city, a county, a state, a zip code. Blink. Don't forget. Oh, yeah, you guys, blink. Let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Propwire, it is absolutely free. If you are familiar with PropStream, PropStream is another, yeah, Raymond. Thank you for blinking. PropStream is $99 a month, right? Propwire is absolutely free. Okay. So it does what I need. It gives what it needs to give. Okay. So again, you can put in any address. I say put in your own address and see what it pulls. Address, city, county, state, zip code, anything. Now, I'm not going to do a whole tutorial, but I'll give you a little quick one. Propwire.com. Let me drop that in the chat for y'all so y'all know the site. Thank you. That's right, y'all. I put y'all on Propwire. I put everybody on there. Check it out. So really quickly for everybody that's new here, you can put in your city, county, state, and then you can pull it by, it's an investor's playground, you guys. It's an investor's playground, honestly. Absentee auctions, boom, bank owned, cash buyers, anything you're looking for. Intra-family, that means the deed was passed through the family. That could be heirship properties, right? Pre-foreclosures, boom. Probates, tired landlords, vacant homes, vacant lots, zombie properties, boom. You can filter it by single family, condo, mobile homes, multifamily, land, right? Everything, you guys. It's a great, great number of bedrooms. You can filter it by foreclosure. When was the foreclosure filed? When is their auction date? Boom. So let's do, hold on. You told me you want me to do, don't worry, I got you. That's why you come see me on Sundays. I put y'all on, right? Can you please check? Okay. Look, you want me to do a whole Mawa, New Jersey. Where that's at? Raymond? I ain't even heard of that. That don't mean nothing that I hadn't heard of it, honestly. M-A-W-H-A-W. Was that what it was? Clearly, my memory is horrible. Well, clearly, my memory is horrible. What's the city you gave me? M-A-H-W-A-H. M-A-H-W-A-H. Let's see if it's going to pull it. There it is. So you can put in any city, any address, any zip. For you all that do, hold on, look, because y'all know me. For y'all that do driving for dollars, right? I'm telling you, y'all better tell Dorian, don't I? Every live, you're going to learn something when you come on in here. So yes, I like all of those too, Granny, that you said. But what was I going to say? For you all who drive for dollars, right? For you all who pull from other sites, if you have, I'll go through this. You can put those addresses in here if you need like to skip trace them, find the owner, get the history, see what's going on with it. And I will show you that, you guys. But anyway, back to Raymond, we got you. So I filtered it by, what I filtered it by? Auctions and pre-foreclosures, right? It pulled me 23. Now, let me give you a quick lesson really quickly. I don't pull, like if it says for sale, only because I'm an agent, I don't pull with people who are already on the market with an agent. But you can click on it, right? Just a quick overview. This one doesn't have a picture, but that's okay. It'll let you know it's off the market, empty nester, pre-foreclosure. The value is about $375. It's got about $178,000 in equity. You can see they took out that first mortgage in 2016. Foreclosure info doesn't have a whole lot, but that's okay. You can click on owner, James Costello, let you know, comps, history, boom, right? So what I would do is I would click on this, pull all 23 of them. I'm going to unclick that because I don't fool with people who are already on the market, right? Who got agents. I just don't. Y'all can if you want to. I just don't. It'll highlight all of those. Then it's got all of them here, 22 properties. What do I tell y'all? Save them to a list. Save it to a list. Hold on. I'm not screen sharing. Oh my gosh, you guys. I done went through all of that. Hold on. Thank you guys. I just get to talking. Hold on. I'm going to go back. Because I was talking. So let me know when y'all can see. I'm sorry, you guys. I wasn't sharing. Y'all were right. I'm sorry. And I was talking too, baby. I was talking. I forget. Okay, now y'all can see, right? Let me go back. Everybody blinking. I'm sorry, you guys. I just get ahead of myself sometimes. I'm sorry, you guys. Forgive me. Okay, Raymond, now everybody with me. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a little grace on this Sunday. So, Raymond, back to, and everybody, you can put in city, address, state. If you drive for dollars, put those addresses in. I'll show you. You can pull auctions, bank owned, high equity. Like I said, intra-family right here. That means the deed has been transferred from one family member to another. So heirship properties right there. If you pull an heirship, pre-foreclosures, vacant lots, zombies, right? You can pull single family, condo, mobile homes, multifamily, boom. Price, bed, bath, foreclosure, filters, select what date, they filed that notice, when their auction date is. Boom. Everybody still with me? Look, I'm going to check in every once in a while. Just make sure you can see. So what I was saying is it pulled 23 properties in Malwa, New Jersey. I ain't never heard of that. But that don't mean anything because I ain't heard of half of these places. But just know Malwa, New Jersey is on here. It doesn't matter where you live, you can put it in here, right? So I don't fool with people who are on the market who already got an agent, right? So I unchecked it. I checked all of them. It's 23. Unchecked that because it's got an agent. What I was showing you is you can see their first mortgage. They've got their first mortgage in 2016. Their estimated loan balance is $196,000. Don't use this as fact, okay? Because a lot of people said they pulled their own house, and sometimes if they own two different properties, they'll put the loans together, so don't use it all as fact, okay? So, but you can look on here. You can see who the owner is. Boom, James Costello. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, everybody's still with me, right? Everybody's still with me. Okay, so I highlighted all of them. I pulled this one that's on the market. You'll see that. And I clicked over here, 22 of them. What I tell everybody, save it to a list, okay? Always save it to a list. Save it to a list. You can name this list May 19th. I'm just going to put test for me, right? Save it. Boom. View my list. Y'all gonna see all the lists I have. I have so many lists. May 3rd, May 1st, all my mailings. Boom. Everybody's still with me. So here's the one that I just saved. Let me make sure everybody's with me. Everybody's still with me, right? Blink if you're with me. Blink 7 times if you're not. I don't know. Okay. Everybody's still with me. Okay. Everybody with me. So I saved it to a list. You can highlight all of them. Boom. Highlight all of them. And then you click skip trace. Boom. And it'll tell you it costs 10 cents to skip trace, right? 10 cents, 22. They're going to deduct $2.20 from me. Boom. That's what I would do. I would skip trace all of them if I wanted this area, if I wanted to reach out to them, or if I was just picking who I wanted to reach out to, right? So maybe you don't want all of those, but boom, you can do that. You know what I mean? Now, and then it'll skip trace for you. Do y'all need to see what it looks like when I skip trace? Do y'all need to see that again too? Because I skip trace all the time. Hold on, you guys. So that's what you could do. Then you reach out, call them however you reach out to people in foreclosure. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you all is, let's go back to home, right? Now, if you're driving for dollars, right, and you have a particular house that you find, keep in mind, you can put in an address like 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, you guys. Let me make up an address real quick. You know what I mean? But my point is, you can put in addresses. You don't have to pull a list. That's the good thing about Propwire. I've done it before. You can import a list right? You can import a list. If you have your list already made, if you got a list of contacts or leads that you want to reach out to, you can import the whole Google sheet into Propwire and then skip trace your whole Google sheet. What I did before, you guys, as a real estate agent, when I have an open house, right? I can pull in the MLS. A lot of agents don't even know that you can do this. I can pull a whole subdivision, right? If I'm doing an open house, I'm going to go in the MLS and I'm going to pull their whole subdivision, everybody's address in the MLS, because I want to invite everybody in that subdivision to my open house. Or if I have a new listing that's going on the market, right? Or if I just sold a property, right? I can pull it. In the MLS, you can save it as like a CSV or Excel sheet. I uploaded, let's see if I can even show you. I'm sure I can. Hold on. Property lists. Y'all have so many lists. Hold on. I even pulled, there it is. The whole, if you can see, hold on. Let me make sure everybody can see. Hold on. Let me share my screen so y'all not lost and y'all can see what I'm talking about. I had an open house, right? I pulled the whole neighborhoods. I got the whole neighborhood. I imported it in Propwire, and then I skip traced that whole neighborhood. Hold on, y'all are looking at the wrong screen. Boom. And you can see where I've done that because they all have the same address. I mean, they all have the same street name. So you can use it for more than one thing. If you're an agent, if you're an investor, if you're driving for dollars, you can put addresses in and then skip trace it and then call them or however you're reaching out to them. But that's something that I wanted to share with you. Just make sure you save it to a list because it'll tell you if you skip traced it, and you don't want to be spending your dime over and over again. You guys, do y'all need to see what it looks like when y'all skip trace? Like, does everybody know what it looks like? They're still buying up to 2 in Fort Worth with a Texas. There's a couple y'all in here from Dallas, Fort Worth, right? Okay, so that's one way you can pull Propwire, right? Yes, you want to see what the skip trace look like? Okay, hold on. Oh, yes, you know what it looks like. Okay, cool. Everybody's good on skip tracing if you didn't know what it looks like. Okay. Yes, perfect. Good. Okay, now this is something that I wanted to show you all really quickly. Another place to find, if you are looking for pre-foreclosures in your area. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to class now. Who knew y'all was having Sunday school tonight? Who knew? I've showed y'all this before. If you go to auction.com, everybody with me, let me know when my screen shares to auction.com. Let me know. Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay, everybody's blinking. Okay. So Raymond and everybody who's in these cities that they don't believe that they can find foreclosures in, right? Y'all, everybody's like, there's none in my city. We're going to find them, y'all. We will find them. So let's pull Charlotte, right? Let's do Charlotte, North Carolina. I would look under foreclosures. We're going to look under foreclosure sales, right? Now, this is going to take a little time, but I'm going to help you, right? Did the screen change? Okay, good. It's changing. Okay. I would scroll down. No matter where you live, put in where you live and find foreclosure sales. Go here where it says foreclosure contact info. Boom. I know who Brock and Scott. I auction for them. Ooh, look at God. That's the first one that pulled up. So did everybody see what I did? I put in Charlotte, wherever you live. Put it in there. Go to a foreclosure sale, right? It's got to be a foreclosure. Scroll down to where it says foreclosure contact info. Everybody with me? Yes. Yes. Everybody's with me. Yes. Everybody's with me. Screen is doing, come on, screen. Click on foreclosure contact info. I'm going to highlight Brock and Scott, right? Because Brock and Scott handles foreclosures in North Carolina. I can't highlight it, but it's all good. Now, you might have to go through a couple of them, right? I'm always going to try to find that foreclosure attorney. I'm always going to try to find that trustee. I auction for Brock and Scott. So what I would do is I would go to Brock and Scott and see if they have a website, and they do, because I auction for them. So they are legit. I would go to their site and I would see if they post their foreclosure notices, if they post their sales, right? Because the name of the game is getting to the properties before everybody else gets to them, right? Hold on. Where are their foreclosures? I know they haven't. I just got to find it. Litigation, real estate default. Are we here? Borrowers. Hold on. I was also, because y'all always asking me about surplus. So I was trying to see where Brock and Scott's are too. Request payoff, foreclosure, sales. Ding, 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 ding. Then look what Brock and Scott handles. They handle Alabama. What is that? Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Maryland. Boom. You found you one. And what should you do? Bookmark them. Bookmark them. South Carolina, y'all got 73 there. They'll say select a county. If you don't want to select a county, and here we go. Can everybody see my screen? Is my screen changing? Did everybody see how we got here? Yes, Daniel, come back anytime you want to. Did everybody see how we got here, right? And then, so this auction is June. They've got June auctions posted. This will give you a jump on everybody else, right? Because a lot of these have not hit the public yet. Let's see how far they go. These are all June auctions. June. There's July. Boom. Brock and Scott already posting. Oh, Myrtle Beach. Look at me. I get so distracted. Already got July. That gives you a jump on everybody else. What would Ashley do? Not what would Jesus do. What would Ashley do? Ashley would go into Propwire, right? Everybody with me? Everybody with me? Okay, good. Y'all are with me. I would take this address, and I'm just taking a random address, right? Whatever address this is, I'm going to copy and paste it, right? And where am I going to go? I'm going to go right on back into Propwire. I'm going to put that address in. There it is. It is showing that one's in pre-foreclosure. Boom. Conventional with PMI. And all you got to do is go click on that owner, Samuel Johnson. If Samuel Johnson is on this live, I am sorry. Skip trace them and reach out to them like that. That's what I'm saying. You can plug in addresses too. You don't just have to pull what Propwire has. If you have addresses, or you know a property is going into foreclosure, go ahead and put it in Propwire and go ahead and skip trace them and reach out to them. That just gives you a jump start on everybody else. So that is a way that I would do. I would go to auction.com. I would find who that foreclosure attorney is. And there's more than one. Like, I would bookmark Brock and Scott, right? And then I would go to another property and see if it's another foreclosure attorney. Go to there, see if they got a site. And I've got like 4 or 5 trustees bookmarked that I go to, right? So when I say to everybody, I don't just rely on skip trace. Yeah. I'll pull up a skip tracing so y'all can see exactly what information I get. So like what Jackie asked earlier, I don't rely on one source for all my information, right? I'm going to pull from the county records and deeds. I'm going to go to the trustee or the foreclosure attorney site and pull from there. And then I'll use Propwire to see what Propwire is pulling that I don't already have. Propwire is just how I sweep up the crumbs, right? But legit, I know the information before Propwire know it, honestly. So that is what I would do. So no matter where you live, go in there, go to auction.com, pull those foreclosure attorneys, or go to Propwire and put in your city and see what they pull up, okay? Also, that's another good reminder. What do we say to trustees? Just brief outline for. Now, are you going to call the trustee? Because keep in mind, the trustee is only going to tell you so much. They'll tell you maybe what that opening bid is. They'll tell you when the auction is. But granny, y'all know I call neck, hammock, and Other must-haves, Granny. So if y'all are like, who was she talking about, Granny? Granny. Granted, who do you talk to before the auction? So if you call the trustee is going to say you need to talk to the homeowner. Or the trustee will say, this is the auction, this is the opening bid, boom. But they're not going to do deals with you. Now, I mean, I don't know if the trustee will tell you about excess funds. You know what I mean? A lot of people ask about excess funds. Y'all gonna have to research and see if you call them and see if they'll talk to you about excess funds. I don't know, but they're not gonna do a deal with you, basically. Because a lot of people always ask, can I call the attorney? Can I call the trustee and work out a deal before the auction? Before the auction, you got to talk to that homeowner. You guys, the trustee won't talk to you about it. So another really quickly thing that I was going to say. So everybody, if you're in one of those states, hold on, let me drop Brock and Scott's website in the chat for y'all. Boom, there it is. So y'all have that site. Speaking to homeowner and thought I need to include trustees. No, I would say if you were talking to the homeowner, make sure if you've got an auction staring in your face, if you're on the phone with a homeowner who has an auction scheduled for 30 days out, right? You need to make sure they're talking to the lender. Do not try to beat an auction, right? And a lot of times, and I guess it just comes with establishing that trust with a homeowner, honestly, because a lot of these homeowners, the lenders aren't listening to them anymore, right? These homeowners have promised they're going to pay. They promised to make payment arrangements, and they have not. And now we're a week out from an auction, right? And one of us have reached out to them, and they call the lender and say, I'm about to sell it. Then lender's going to be like, whatever, you haven't paid, and now all of a sudden you want to sell. Yeah, right. Right. So a lot of times that homeowner might need to call you on three-way and you talk to the lender and say, yeah, I'm a legit buyer, right? I can have it closed by this date. Here's the contract. I can send over a contract for you, right? A lot of times these lenders won't talk to the homeowner anymore, right? They've lost, it's blocked, it won't open. It's Brock and Scott's side. Hold on. Let me see if I go back. Maybe because y'all have to accept the, hold on. I'm just going to give you the random site and then y'all saw how I got there. Let's see. Maybe that one. So sometimes you might have to talk to the lender or the bank or send over an actual contract to the lender or the bank for them to actually postpone an auction. Okay. So can you find out the lender and is this considered a short sale? So no, two different things. Now, can you find out the lender and contact them directly? Most of the time, if you call, I don't know if you know, if you have a mortgage, they won't talk to anybody that's not authorized for them to talk to. Like if you're not the borrower or the person on the loan, they're not going to talk to you, right? They're not going to talk to you. They got to be authorized. You got to be authorized to talk to them. So a lot of times I've talked to the lender on three-way, right? Or they'll send over a form with the signature that authorizes me to talk to them, right? You can't just go around a homeowner and talk to a lender directly. They're not going to talk to you. Now the other question was, is this considered a short sale? A short sale is when the homeowner is upside down on that mortgage. When the homeowner owes more on the loan, like basically, than the house is worth, right? Which is going to be a lot of people here shortly. You're paying on a loan that's $300,000, but all your neighbors have sold for $250,000, and now your house is worth $250,000, but the loan you are paying on is for $300,000. You're underwater, right? So a short sale is when I call the bank and I say, hey, this house isn't even worth $300,000, right? But can I put it on the market for $230,000, right? You're shorting the bank, basically, right? I know this seller owes you 300, but can I give you 250 for it, right? That's a short sale. When you short the bank, basically their money because the homeowner is upside down or underwater. All good. Y'all know, if you got a question, you guys ask me, right? I know that I can speak real estate. I've been in real estate, almost 20 years, right? So if I use a term that you don't know, say, Ashley, what does that mean? Right? And we're going to break it down for you. No worries. Y'all are here to learn. I'm here to teach you, right? Y'all going to learn today. So that was a way. Propwire, go to auction.com, pull that foreclosure contact, go through, pick out a couple of them, boom, save them, and go check those out. Y'all already know this other site. I put y'all on this site every single time. Hold on, I'm about to share my screen with y'all because y'all are like, what are you talking about, Ashley? I'm trying to teach y'all on Sundays. Now it's like every Sunday is a master class. I feel like every time y'all come on here, it's a master class. Blink when the screen changes. Somebody blink. Who blinking first? Let me know when the screen changed. There we go. I knew Jackie was going to blink first. There we go. There's Danita. Okay, you guys. I always put y'all on this side. Everybody's blinking and breathing over there tonight. Okay. I'm dropping it in the chat. Everybody blinking and breathing. There it is. We all alive tonight. So I auction for them too. Again, it's about 6 foreclosure attorneys here in Shelby County. I auction for about 5 of the 6. So I'm very familiar with the foreclosure attorneys here. So I'm glad everybody's blinking tonight. So I always like to show y'all this on this site. When people talk about excess funds, right, they need to go to the attorney that is foreclosing on them usually. If you look right here, it says request excess proceeds. It's usually going to be on that attorney that is foreclosing on them. They need to refer, that's where they need to go to get their money. Or if y'all are doing surplus funds, that's where you would go, right? Now, I don't know for everybody who's trying to work with surplus funds, how, like if you call them and say, hey, I know this property just sold. How much did it sell for? I don't know if they'll tell you. They might though. You know, those are that's going to be like that learning curve that you got to figure out. If you call them, what kind of information will they give you? You know what I mean? Maybe if you call and have a specific address and say 1234 Central sold today, can you tell me how much it sold for? I don't know. You just got to test that out and see. You know what I mean? They don't tell you. Okay. So I don't know. I can just tell y'all where to find the excess proceeds, right? But I can't tell you how to maneuver there, right? That's just, but once y'all figure it out, you know, y'all just let me know, but I don't know how to, but I can tell you where to find it, right? So here's another one, Ruben Lublin. I auctioned for, that's actually who I auctioned for this past Thursday. So Ruben does Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama. And like I've showed y'all this before, don't forget, Georgia only auctions the first Tuesday of every month. If I were you, if I worked Georgia's pre-foreclosures, I would take these addresses and put them directly in Propwire. That's what I would do. There it is. Boom. Pull it, add them to a list. I would click add. Boom. There it is. I would go back, pull the next one. And it's going to take a while, but once you do it, you'll figure it out. Copy and paste that. Go back. Put it in Propwire. Boom. Add it to a list. Right? That's a nice one. Look at that one. Oh, it's pending. They already got a contract on it. So they went on and sold it. Okay, so remove that one. Boom. If it's already pending, I don't fool with it. But y'all get the point. I would take that, put it in Propwire, right? And start my list, right? There it is. You can see absentee owner. You can see how much equity's in it. If you scroll down here, you can also find the other foreclosure attorney name. You can go to auction.com and find those foreclosures. Or there we go. There's Ruben Lublin. Duh, because we pulled it from his site. If we didn't pull it from his site, you could scroll down here and find out the attorney name, Google it, and bookmark it like we did on auction.com. But like I'm saying, I would go to those, add it to the list, right? Then after I got all of them added, everybody with me, after I added all of those to the list, boom, I would save it. I would say this is what, Atlanta or Georgia auctions, Atlanta foreclosures. What is this? This is June's auctions right here. June auctions. Boom. Save it, right? And then I didn't mean to close it out. Go back to my lists. There's Atlanta foreclosures. Highlight all of them, and then I would skip trace all of them, and then do whatever you want to do. However your reach out, whatever your marketing is, boom. That's what I would do. And that's what I would, and then you would pull all those that are going up for auction in June. That's what I would do. But maybe out of color, all right, that may work. Yeah, I got you. I would just call and see. Tim, I always include to the homeowner to track their overage. Absolutely, me too. What's the best sites for North Carolina? You know, all the ones I said, Propwire, auction.com, like those, all the sites, I would say you just got to find which one is your best one, right? So even Propwire for you, like North Carolina, that's a huge state. You know what I mean? But North Carolina state, lead types, whatever you want. Auctions, I do auctions, pre-foreclosures, boom. How many did it pull for me? Hold on. North Carolina. There it is. See, you did the whole state. So that's a lot. It's 2,783 in the entire state. So I would narrow that down if I was you, right? Narrow it down to a city, a county, something like that if I was looking for North Carolina. But I hope that made sense to you. I just did Charlotte. You must just got here, J-Dub, because I sure just did Charlotte. So if you find one going up for auction and want to purchase, do you need an agent? Are you purchasing for yourself? You know what I mean? You only need an agent if you are. Now, hold on. Let me say this. Let me close this out. If you have never bought a house before, right? And you don't understand the contracts. You don't understand a purchase and sale agreement. I would definitely make sure I have an attorney that can read a contract. You can talk to the homeowner, ask them if they're willing to sell. They say, yes, I'm willing to sell. Maybe y'all can discuss a price, but then when y'all go to write it up, you need somebody who know how to read a contract, even if it's your closing attorney, right? It doesn't always have to be an agent. If you got a closing company, your escrow company, a closing attorney can write up documents for you. You don't always have to have an agent, right? But an agent could write it up for you and make sure when it comes to earnest money and inspections and appraisals, all of that is on track, is what I'm saying. But if you don't want to go that route, you definitely need a professional when it comes to dealing with contracts if you don't have any experience with that, right? That's what I would say. Now, if you are a seasoned investor and you know how to do contracts and all that kind of stuff because you've bought and sold properties, boom, handle it, right? But if you're not there yet, you need a closing attorney, you need an agent, you need somebody. That's what I would say. Yeah, you just make sure all of that is legit. Because when it comes to paperwork and all that, if you don't know, you don't want to get taken advantage of. Oh, I found a guy who skipped traces for 8 cents. What? I'll look for it next meetup. I promise to do skip traces manually. I'm on that zero budget until my first contract. Frugal McFanny here. That's right. That's right. Don't be like my client who was an investor and had to call me because he was in foreclosure. And there's nothing wrong with being an investor and being in foreclosure. I'm not saying that. He was in foreclosure because he was buying like CRM equipment because he was trying to buy all the things and wasn't paying his mortgage. That's a whole different story. So do what you got to do, right? It's a numbers game. It's for sure a numbers game. The more people you reach out to, the more luck you will have. But it is a constant grind for sure. Y'all know that I send letters. I mail all the time, right? Y'all asked me about that foreclosure marketing blueprint. Y'all know I put my entire marketing strategy in a course, right? Everything that I do. I mail. Everybody knows that I mail, but I also do like 3 other marketing strategies, right? To reach out. I touch homeowners 4 times, right? They get a letter and then I reach out to them 3 other times, right? Every week they're going to hear from me all the way up until their auction. So I recorded my whole process with the platforms, the systems, everything that I do. I recorded it and I put it in a course for y'all. Boom. Absolutely. What type of letters do you send? Do you mind giving an example? So my letters, so you know I made y'all bundles, right? Like you got your pre-foreclosure bundle, you got the probate bundle where it has letter examples. But what I will tell you is my letter is 1 page. Boom. It's 1 page. Don't send them a 4-page letter. Don't send them a 4-page letter, Aaliyah. Of course, Granny, we got to meet up. I'm for sure. Could you check your email and article if you have time? Yeah, and on the article if you have time. Which one, Danita? Which one? Y'all, did we already talk about it? But did you just send it? Look, did you just send it, or is it like from the past? But my letter, first of all, everybody knows my method is lead with love, right? That is what sets me apart from everybody else's letter. When I go to people's houses, I see all those other letters, right? I see them. They say quick close, fast close, no repairs. Boom. Mine does not say that. I offer assistance, right? My letter is like, here are your options. This is what you can do. Bankruptcy is not your only option. It also says if your house goes up for auction, request your excess funds. I give them a number of help where they can get assistance from, like if they don't want to sell their house, there's assistance programs that they can reach out to. I lead with love, right? I'm just here to offer assistance. And if they want to sell, boom, absolutely. Y'all know if a house is up for auction and I really want it real bad, they're going to get a brochure from me. I included this brochure in the course, you guys. It's included. You can craft it however you want to craft it. But I will hand deliver this to their house. I will put a Post-it note on this and I will say, call me. I can help you. Your auction is scheduled for Friday. I usually will say your opening bid is 100 and whatever it is. Call me. I put this there. Do you see? It says you have options avoiding foreclosure. It's got my picture and everything on the back. It's got little watch out for red flags if you haven't missed your payment, but you're afraid you might. Helpful resources. Boom. That's what I do, right? So I offer assistance. I'm not just, let me buy your house from you. That's not what I do. What percent you were successful at getting a deal for pre-foreclosure? Say out of 100 leads just to see the expectation. Yeah, I market at a much higher scale than most people. I will say that. I market, because I want to grow my portfolio. I've got investors, that are looking for properties, right? I would literally say every time I send out a blast, at least 3 or 4 people call me back, 3 or 4, maybe more than that. I probably do about, okay, so keep in mind, I mail at least 3 times a week, right? I mail 3 times a week, basically. Every time those notices come out, I work the notices and they go in the mailbox 3 times a week. I'm just trying to think of like how many people. So usually average, I would say I do about, ooh, that's a good one. That's a good question. Last month, I had about 4 people call me. Not 4 people call me back. I have more than that call me back. But I did a deal on 4 houses last month, right? Now, the reason I'm taking so long to think is did I keep any houses? But they went to investors, right? But I've got houses in the pipeline. Keep in mind, we've got auctions. Auctions get postponed. People are in denial, right? So I'm always working on at least probably, I would say like 10 to 15 deals are at always working. It just, you have to be patient when it comes to pre-foreclosures, right? And just got my first one on the 50. Like, you got to be patient, right? Like, you have people who call and they're like, I can save it. I can save it. And then a month later, they're calling back like, I'm ready to sell. You know what I mean? It's just patience game. And I watch the notices like a hawk, right? So if I've talked to a homeowner and they're like, I'm good, and they pop back up on the foreclosure list, I'm back on them, right? I'm like, you're back on my list. What's going on? Right. And they're like, okay, Ashley, well, I couldn't save it, or I thought I had time, or now I'm ready to sell. Right. So I have a constant lead generation coming in. And at this point, it's like, now people just call me. They're like, my brother's in foreclosure. Can he call you? I'm like, yeah, you can call me. Right. So at least I'm going to say it at the minimum. Y'all, I be trying to do like deals all the time. I try to do deals constantly, at least 5. I would say at least my bare minimum is at least 5 a month. Now, do I keep most of them? I wholesale most of them. I'll be completely honest. I wholesale most of them. Lately, there's been no room. Lately, everybody who called me just bought their house 2 or 3 years ago. I don't want it. Investors don't want it, and they got to go on the market. You know what I mean? So that's what I've been seeing a lot of, like these new homeowners in foreclosure, and you got to put them on the market because there's just no room for an investor. There's no room for me to want it. And the only way that they can sell it is to short sale, right? I've initiated short sales here lately. Or you need a buyer who's going to pay full price, and you got to put it on the market for that. So, and I hate putting stuff on the market, right? I am not your market agent anymore, right? I love agents, but you know, so yeah, true facts, you guys. But yeah, just it's a numbers game. The more you call, everybody's like, how do you cold call? How do you do this? The more you do it, the better you will get. Okay. The more you do it, the better you will get. Right. And I think it helps when you go in with the intention of trying to help, not the intention of let me buy your house. Right. Like, you turn them off as soon as that you hear that. Right. I see you own 123 Main Street. Are you interested in selling it? I see you're in foreclosure. Have you thought about selling it? Y'all, you turning them off, right? Like, I'm like, I help homeowners who are behind on their mortgage, right? Do you know your options? Can I answer any questions for you? Like, lead with love, right? Lead with love is all I'm saying. And it changes their whole tone. It lets their wall down because trust, if you've called, 10 other people have called them too, right? Once they hit the public notices, everybody is on them, right? So you just sound like everybody else who has called them. So you got to change up your approach is all I'm saying. Change up your approach. Got it? Everybody got it? Lead with love. What else was I going to tell you? Could you speak on where to find or what resources that you offer to the homeowner? You know, it depends on where you live. It depends on where you live, you guys. If you live in Texas, right? If you live in Dallas, I would Google mortgage assistance for homeowners and foreclosures in Dallas. And it's going to pull up some sites. It might pull up a homeless shelter. It might pull up mortgage assistance. It might pull up rental assistance, right? Put the number on your letter. Right? Find one of them and put it on your letter, right? And say, if you need other assistance, boom, call this number, right? At least offer something else besides I'm just trying to buy your house. On my probate letters, right? Because y'all know I mail to heirship and probate. I give them options, right? Hey, you could sell it. Just keep in mind, but it comes with selling. You got to pay those taxes, right? You could rent it, but keep in mind, if you get a renter, you're responsible for, you're a landlord, right? You know what I mean? I give them options, right? Or you can sell it, right? Boom. But it's not, it's more than just sell me your home, right? It's more than that. And I think that's very important. I think that's why people call me, look at my ear, it's sticking out. I'm so crazy. I think that's why people call me, because when is it appropriate to mention, baby, when they order that doggone payoff and you see what the comps looking like in the neighborhood, you be like, uh-oh, order that payoff, right? Order your payoff. Tell them to order that payoff. You start looking at the comps and seeing what they selling for, right? Order the payoff. Order the payoff. Then calculate the fees that come with it, like closing fees, right? Commissions, if they got to pay commissions, right? Think about that. And when you add all that up and you look at how much you can sell it for, and then the math ain't mathing, when the math ain't mathing, you might need to short sale, is what I'm saying. That's what I would do. Look at the comps, look at their payoff, see, do like a seller net sheet and see how much they're going to walk away with, or if they're going to walk away with anything, or if they're bringing money to the table, then you might think about short selling. You know what I mean? Especially if you can justify it, pull the comps and see what's going on. But I know homeowners are like, short sale, that means I'm not going to make any money. You know what I mean? It's, yeah, lead with love for sure. A lot of people don't want to hear that. Like, dang it, I've been almost cursed, but they've been living in this house and now you're about to sell it and you're not going to make any money off of it because you upside down. You know what I mean? Can I get comps if I'm not in the MLS? You go to Propwire pulling them comps. I'm not saying Zillow is the great, but Realtor, Redfin, go to Propwire, pull them comps off of Propwire. Hold on, I'm about to share my screen. You know what I mean? You can pull a house. Did my screen change? That's right. You gotta buy at the bottom and sell at the top. That's the motto. We buying at the bottom and selling at the top, right? Propwire. Y'all blinking, click on comps and it'll pull some comps for you. Sold in the last year within a half a mile, it will pull them for you. You know what I mean? That can give you, and then it kind of gives you an estimated value based on the comps. So if you don't have MLS, I would go utilize those resources. You know what I mean? Propwire is a good one to look at and pull the comps for. Look, where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, you guys. We're going to figure it out. We're going to find some comps from somewhere. You go on Zillow, Realtor, pull, see what's sold and go from there. We're going to figure it out, right? So don't worry. Don't worry. Be happy. You guys, I've been talking an hour and 18 minutes. I have been talking an hour and 18 minutes, you guys. Let me put the links in because y'all going to be like, Ashley, you didn't even put the links in. The links are always at the bottom of the description. That's where everything is. I've got the pre-foreclosure letters for you. I got the probate letters for you. I'm working on abandoned vacant home driving for dollars letters. I'm almost through with those, especially like if you're driving for dollars, right? And the house is vacant, but there's neighbors. There's been plenty of times I pulled up to houses, right? And the house is vacant, but the neighbor comes out the house, right? And I'm like, you know who lives here? Or, I say it nicely, right? I'm going to check my mail in the middle of the video, Danita. I tell you, Danita is spoiled. Danita is spoiled, everybody. But I made a letter that you can leave at a neighbor's house, right? And ask the neighbor to contact you if they have information on that property owner, right? And it's, because that happens all the time. The house might be vacant, but the neighbor know who lived there, right? But anything that you send out Just make sure it's nice and you lead with love. I see some of those letters that people send, like when I go to people's houses and it's like, call me, I can help. David. I'm like, David. But I get it. If David was driving in his car, he saw the property, boom, left. That's all he had. He had a piece of scratch paper in the car and left it on the door. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to make it a little bit more professional for y'all. I know, right? Check your email, right? I know. You're not the boss of me, Danita. You're not the boss of me. As I'm over here checking my email. I don't even see it, Danita. Where did you send it to? Propwire. Jerry need look. I'm Jerry. Like as many people as I done told about. I've seen it have some property that was in fork, but there was no mortgage on the property. What do you think? I've seen that a lot of times before. That's why I say don't rely on Propwire as gold, right? I see a lot of them that say free and clear, but it's in foreclosure. So a lot of times go look at that history. Like on Propwire, it will show. Hold on. I'm trying to share my screen. It will show history right here. Y'all blinking. And I would look. A lot of times if you go to the history, it'll show something back here. It's a second lien, it's a third lien. Something happened back here, and it's why it's pulling that foreclosure notice. If not, go look at the county records and deeds and see if you see a lien sitting out there somewhere. You know, again, don't take Propwire as gold. It's a great site, but some of the information is not always accurate, is what I would say. Okay. Because I've seen that too. It'll show free and clear, and then it'll be in foreclosure. And you're like, well, hold on. If it's free and clear, how's it in foreclosure? But yeah, check back and look at that. You know, this is basically like the title back here, and it shows where it's changed hands at. So you might see something back here that lets you know why it's in foreclosure. A first lien, a second lien, a third lien that hadn't been paid, honestly. This one's in foreclosure. Brock and Scott. So that's what I would do. Look back here on the history and see. I clicked on the same one. I'm crazy. And see if I see something back there is what I would do. Or look at the county records and deeds and do that. Yeah, I got a question. There's a house going auction tomorrow morning. I heard Joe by the neighbor said the house has been empty for a year. It was sold to someone and mortgaged. Got you. The house going up for auction tomorrow morning. By the neighbor said that the house had been empty for a year. It was sold to someone and mortgaged. Tell me the question. Leo, tell me what the question is. How can I tell if there's a mortgage still on the property? There we go. Check the title. You know what I mean? Check the title. I would put the address in Propwire, look and see if it's a title, see if it's a like I was showing you. Come back here and look here. If you don't see anything here, go look at your county records and deeds site. Like Shelby County, I told you, they put all our information out, right? If you're getting divorced, if you got to pay child support, they're going to put all your information out. That's all I'm telling you. So, do you need a real estate agent for a short sale? So, I'm going to say yes a lot of times, because when I initiate a short sale, right? Y'all have me jumping all over the place. Hold on. When I initiate a short sale, information and forms, loss mitigation. Let me know if y'all can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. If the house is under trust and we want to purchase, is there anything we need to watch out for? Just get a title search. You know what I mean? Do the title, make sure all of that is correct. Get a closing attorney. You know what I mean? Go through the proper channels on that. Check the title to make sure it's transferred to you correctly, right? Everybody can see. Y'all blinking. Just go through the proper channels is what I would say. Get a closing attorney and all that. Make sure whoever's signing paperwork is somebody who is authorized to sign paperwork if it's in a trust. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. If applying for a short sale, if you're applying, let's read together, class, ladies and gentlemen. If applying for a short sale, please provide the following additional information from your real estate agent, right? They want to see a listing agreement, estimated HUD closing. That means they want that closing attorney to write down how much the bank is going to get, right? Executed sales, purchase contract, pre-approval letter, listing agreement, and MLS printout. Listing agreement, because they want to see that you put it on the market and that you have tried to sell it. I'm sorry, y'all, I was clicking. But to answer your question, and if you are a real estate agent and you have no idea how to do a short sale, you got to talk to the lender and you got to basically initiate one. And those are the forms that they want with it. Just for everybody. And look, a little quick introduction to short sales in here tonight. But that's what they want when you send it over to the lender. The listing agreement, MLS printout, stuff like that. Does that answer your question, Miss To Be Loved? Gotcha. And everybody else who was wondering how you initiate a short sale. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope y'all are getting something out of this, right? You know, or learning a little something here. How can I say? So Leo Lemez, you know, I can make it fancy. I can make your name fancy, Leo. I would check that. That's what I was going to say. I was going to check. Yes, it did look. I'm just a little confused. Before the house was transferred to someone, and then the same person transferred to a trust and got a mortgage for the amount sold. I see that all the time at the auction, right? If somebody dies and they leave a property free and clear to their kids, and then their kids will mortgage it, or let me talk in plain terms. If your grandma had a house and she paid for it, right? And then she passed away and left the house to you, right? She paid for it free and clear. We all know that if you get a house that's paid for free and clear, you still have to pay the taxes, right? Still got to pay the taxes. But now you're the new owner of that property, right? And it's free and clear. You've got a $150,000 property that's free and clear. You can call the bank and say, basically, I want to mortgage this house. Like, I want to pull the money out of it. You want that $150,000 that's in the house. You want it cash, right? So you would get a mortgage on that house, right? That's where they're going to come out. You're going to do an application. They're going to do an appraisal and see how much that house is worth. And then you're going to pull that money out, right? Now, once you pull that money out, now you have a loan on that house for $150,000, right? And then you got to make a payment because now you've mortgaged that house. You got a loan on it. You got to make payments back, right? People always pull that money out. The kids pull that money out from Big Mama's house, and then they don't make the payments, right? And then they go into foreclosure. Then Big Mama's house goes up for foreclosure. They pulled the money out, never paid it. Boom. That's what'll happen. Neither the bank or HOA said they can get a hold of the trust. Yeah, that's hard. That's a lot of times that is hard. Skip trace, try to find some heirs. Sometimes it's hard. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard. Yeah. So I don't know. Leaving letters, leave a note on the door, try to find a family member. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's hard a lot of times with trust. Check that deed, see if paperwork was filed. Sometimes it's just hard. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just hard sometimes to find people. So leave a note on the door, go check out the neighbors, see if they got any information, you know what I mean? And hope for the best. I don't know. I know y'all think I got all the answers, but I don't. Yeah. Probates and trusts, baby, that can be a headache. Headache. I done got some great deals from airship properties, but baby, they can be a headache. If it's too many heirs, I'm gonna pass on it because it's too difficult. If Papa was a Rolling Stone, I'm not dealing with your home. I just made that up. If Papa was a Rolling Stone, I'm not dealing with your home because it'd be too many kids and they no. Let's say no to headaches. We're gonna say no to a headache. If I start looking at that affidavit of heirship and it's got 5 and 6 kids listed, I'm passing on it. It's a no for me. Yeah, Big Mama, I auction off Big Mama's house all the time, all day, every day. Big Mama's house is going because people don't, most people don't even pay taxes. Leave you a house. That's why I tell y'all, if you want to do heirship properties, I know they can be a headache, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to sell. Most people who inherit a property don't want it. Honestly, even if it's Big Mama house, even if it was their great grandmama house, they don't want it. Most people do not want it if they inherit it, right? And if it needs repairs, they don't want to do repairs. They don't want to be a landlord. They would rather have the cash, right? So if you want to go after heirship or, I say do it, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to sell. If the price is right, I was trying to rhyme. I was trying to think of another rhyme. If the price is right, they gon' buy. I don't know. But, they're going to sell. They absolutely will. Yes. Okay, you guys, it's been an hour and 30 minutes. It's 10:30 on the East Coast. It's 9:30 where I am. In California, I think everybody's just getting up now to go to church, right? It's like morning in California. So all the links are down below. If y'all need help crafting your letters, if y'all want to see my exact marketing strategy, that is, everything's down below. So I should be back. I don't know. Sign up for the newsletter, you guys. Sign up for the newsletter. It's absolutely free. Sign up for it. And I always announce when I'm coming back. This week is going to be ridiculous for me, you guys. So no promises. No promises. So, it's all the links are down below. It's the blueprint. I will put it. Is there a code for the blueprint, you guys? Maybe try Tuesday. Try Tuesday for a coupon code, right? There it is. There's the blueprint. Absolutely, you guys. Once I do these abandoned driving for dollar letters, I'll let y'all know too. Javier was like, do you make door hangers, Ashley? So maybe y'all, I'm out here trying to make door hangers for y'all, right? So the vacant, abandoned, driving for dollar bundle will have door hangers, right? So y'all can print them out and hang them on the door. So people will call you. So I hope y'all learned everything that I could teach you. I hope y'all learned everything that I could teach you tonight. I will send out a message when I will be back. Y'all know I'm on Instagram, Your Agent Ashley on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, obviously. I expect y'all to go apply what I just taught you. Govern yourselves accordingly. This is a church. Govern yourselves accordingly. Execute, right? I don't have any closing words for you, but we're all be proactive, do something, because we all trying to do the best we can do, right? And I try to teach y'all everything that I can learn so we can be prepared for the opportunities when they come, right? So y'all, we're going to stop living for just today and, plan for the future in our investments and that kind of stuff. So have a great week, you guys. I'm on Instagram, Your Agent Ashley. I'm on YouTube, and my email is youragentashley@gmail.com. That's all I got for you, you guys. Have a great week. Okay, you guys, I'm hanging up. I'm hanging up. Danita, I did not see an email from you before you try to say something to me. I don't have an email from you. I don't have one. And I'm checking my email as we speak. So, yeah, watch the replay. Watch the replay. Shout out to everybody watching the replay. Okay, you guys, I'm hanging up. Good night. Sweet dreams. On 3, everybody hang up. 1, 2,